Well, welcome back. Looks like you found the crypt again. Interesting. We were just getting the fire started. So, you just got here in the perfect time. So why don't you go and grab yourself your favorite beverage, a snack, and let's discuss what the crypt has to offer. This video is sponsored by Dubby. If you're looking for a new energy drink alternative, look no further than today's video sponsor, Dubby. They offer clean energy, no jitters or crashes. It helps you lock in and focus, and they have over 15 flavors to choose from. And the best thing is, there's zero sugar and no artificial colors. If you click the link in the description and go to the shop and add some things into your cart, at checkout, put in the promo code NERPY and you will get 10% off your order, and that will help me out too. So thanks again to our sponsor, Dubby, and please enjoy the rest of the video. Before we get into the Nerps crypt, I just want to say, I do not recommend anyone use a Ouija board unless they're experienced or know what they're doing. Other than that, please enjoy today's video. Just want to shoot that out there so no one holds me responsible for if anyone uses one of these Ouija boards and something crazy happens. One night, like every other ordinary night, you and your friends are hanging out. You have a couple of drinks, and one of them suggests to play a fun game together where you can speak with loved ones that passed away. So your friend brings you back to his place and pulls out a board. This board looks interesting. It has the alphabet on it. On the top right, it says yes. On the top left, it says no. In the middle, on the bottom of the board, it says goodbye, and it has numbers 0 through 9 on it. Your friend then pulls out a interesting looking cursor. He calls it a planchette chip, and he tells you what the name of the board is. It's called an Ouija board. He tells you that you can connect with spirits on the other side through this board. As a skeptic, you think nothing of it. You're a little buzzed and you're still looking to have a good night with your friends, so you say, what the heck? Why not? Let's use this board. Your friend mentions that he picked it up last week, as he's seen it in a bunch of scary movies, and thought it would be fun to try to contact the dead. And he's been looking for a good excuse to get his friends together to finally play it. Oh, hell yeah. Who's ready to talk to the dead? Do you really think that's a good idea? I mean, maybe we're not supposed to? I mean, it's just a little... Dude, you're being a wuss. I mean, this should be pretty fun. So, are there any rules to this thing? Guys, seriously, I really don't think we should be playing this. I mean, I've seen the movies, like, you know, like demons come out and stuff. Dude, I mean, it's a children's game. It's on the shelf. Demons, I mean, come on. No, we're just having fun here. It's not like anything's gonna happen. Yeah, come on, man, lighten up. Okay, I mean, I guess... So, we're supposed to put our fingers on the chip thing, I think. Dude, don't you... This is your thing. You don't know how it works? Aren't there rules? Rules? Come on. You just put your fingers on it. As you said, you've seen the horror movies. All you do is put your fingers on it. Yeah, I mean, sounds right to me. I don't really have any... I don't know. Let's just do this. Come on. Okay. Alright. So, you all put your fingers on it. And then the planchette chip starts to move. Alright, which one of you idiots moved the thingy? I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I could've. I don't really know. Well, I'm getting a little spooked out, so I guess it's working. As you still have your fingers on the planchette device, you start to ask it questions as it's moving around. Mom? Is that you? The planchette device moves to yes. Alright, you guys are definitely fucking with me, right? No, man, I'm telling you, it's moving on its own. Yeah, I want to mess around about your mom. She died last year. I want to mess around about that. Alright, Mom. If that's really you, then what's your nickname that everyone goes and calls you by? That question is only known by your family, and these are just your friends, so they wouldn't know. And then the planchette device moves around. It goes to D, to U, to B, spins around and does B again, then Y. Wait, Dubby? That's what my mom, we would nickname her that. That was her favorite thing to add to her water. Okay. Well, that's a little freaky. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Are you sure you didn't move that thing? Hell no. My fingers were barely touching it. What the hell is it doing? The planchette device starts going in circles even more. Then it reads out H E L L. Hell? Are you saying my mom's in hell? You son of a bitch! Who are you? Okay, I'm officially freaked out. Man, what the heck is going on? Alright, what the hell are you? The planchette device moves to D E M O N. What the fuck? What the fuck? I W I L L K I L L Y O U. Guys, we should really shut this thing off. I don't know. What the hell? What the hell? T O N I G H T. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know. Get me an axe or something. We're taking this outside. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna destroy it. Z O Z O Z O. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna set it on fire. Alright. Oh, God. Okay, thank God it's on fire. Oh my God. You can still see it saying Z-O in the fire. It imitated my mom. Now it's just mocking me. Well, whatever. That thing's burnt. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm pretty scared. Honestly. Did that thing say it was gonna kill you tonight? Or is it me? I mean, who was it talking to? You know what? You know, we were probably overreacting. You know, there's probably magnets in the board or something on the planchette thing. I mean, you're probably right. Yeah. You know, yeah, there's probably magnets, I guess. I don't know. Even if there wasn't, I mean, it's pretty scary. Right? None of us were moving it around like that, right? Tyler? I swear, I wasn't moving it at all. I'm scared. Alright, just shut up, everyone. Listen, that board's done with, dealt with, everything's fine. Alright, but aren't you guys worried that, I mean, one of us are gonna die tonight? That's what it said. It's a board game for kids. Relax. Like I said, probably magnets. Yeah, but how did it know about, you and, your mom's nickname? Probably a weird coincidence. Okay, but how does a coincidence happen like that? Let's just not talk about it, okay? Why don't I call for a Uber and get you guys home, okay? Okay. That sounds fine, I guess. You go into the Uber and it picks you up. And then, in the morning, you turn on your phone and you have a couple of missed calls and a horrible migraine from last night. And then you see a text from your friend's girlfriend saying he died last night in his sleep. You decide to look up Ouija boards, and you find that you never ended the game properly, and that demon may be around you now. You can feel it in your house. ZOZO is still there. Well, that's a quick story made by yours truly, to give an example of an Ouija board. So, while doing my research for trying to figure out the rules for how to play with an Ouija board, I came across this video called 14 Rules for Using a Ouija Board. And this is from a YouTuber named Dust Protocol, and I like this video. It's obviously very informative, and I will be linking this video in my description. And I'm gonna go over a couple of the rules that he put down. I would love to talk about all of them, but I don't want to, I want you to watch his video because it's good. So, he said he has his own personal experience with using a Ouija board, so these are specifically his rules that he has. So one of his rules that he has is don't play a Ouija board if you're depressed, because it lets spirits kind of mess with you easier, like evil spirits. Another one that he has is don't be addicted to the Ouija board. So that's like, if you keep wanting to come back to it and talk to the spirits, that could be a good sign to probably not use it anymore. Another thing too is, you don't want to treat it like a game, because the other side treats this, very seriously. So, so maybe treat it with some respect and seriousness. And I think one that I really liked is don't burn the Ouija board, because if you remember in my example kind of story I used, the guy went and he threw his Ouija board into the fire, and that's not a proper way to get rid of an Ouija board. As I recall, the way to properly be done with an Ouija board is to say goodbye, and they have a goodbye thing on the board where I would assume you put the planchette chip on. I'm gonna look up to like the official rules on how to do things, but also using a white candle apparently is good, because that it keeps the light, I guess, within you or something like that. I don't know, you gotta check out his video. And also he does give a way to properly dispose in a Ouija board. Apparently you gotta cut it up into 7 pieces, put holy water on it, and bury it. So it's pretty interesting stuff, but I definitely recommend you guys check this video out in the description. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention in that 14 rules for the Ouija board is also he does mention the demon ZOZO. So if ZO repeats, I think it's 24 times, you should stop using the board immediately. I also found another video of some other rules you shouldn't break with an Ouija board. This is from Dead Explorer. I'll be putting this video also in the description, so please check it out. But he adds some other rules that I think are important. He says, don't use Ouija boards at a cemetery. Now, this could have been due to the Ouija board, or it could have been strange coincidence, but he said his car broke down at the cemetery and after he was done and leaving. And another thing he had was, don't leave the planchette thing alone on the board without having your hands on it. That's apparently not good, so don't do that. And yeah. So while trying to find a way to, you know, actually seeing if there's a specific thing to, like, start up the Ouija board, I guess there's necessarily no real kind of way to have, like, I guess, like, a starting thing. Like, I know when you're done with the Ouija board, you have to say goodbye. But I thought there would be something for, like, starting where you have to say, like, hello, you know, whatever. But really, it's kind of up to you. Another video I'm looking at called Ouija Boards 101 by Ella Harrison. I will also have this video in the description. From what I can gather is when you are starting on it, use more, have a purpose, or have someone that you're wanting to reach out to instead of just goofing around, because goofing around, treating it like a toy, and just sort of, you know, I guess not having a purpose could attract that type of stuff. And as I mentioned, to say goodbye when you're done with the board is move the planchette to the goodbye on the board and say goodbye. And doing that keeps the spirits within the board itself. So the Ouija board originated in the United States in the late 19th century, and it was patented in Baltimore, I think in 1891 by Elijah Bond as a parlor game, and it emerged during the spiritualist movement. It was created to capitalize on the desire to contact the dead, with the name allegedly chosen by the board during a session. A guy named William Flood took over the company in 1891 and later became known as the father of the board after the company rebrand. Although he didn't initially invent it, the board was sold to Parker Brothers in 1966 and later to Hasbro. That's why when you go through the Hasbro section, you'll be able to find a Ouija board, and I do not recommend any kid using a Ouija board. So you would think, like, Ouija boards are the first kind of spirit board to be able to communicate with the other side, but during my research I found out there's a thing called Fuji, which is a Chinese, like pretty much the Chinese equivalent to a Ouija board or a spirit board. It's referred to as a planchette writing or spirit writing, and it was used in religious practices in Chinese religions where deities, ancestors, or spirits, they would convey through a wooden or metal stylus guided by a medium or a group of participants, kind of like a Ouija board with the planchette. I would definitely love to go over the history of Fuji, because this is the first time I'm hearing about this. So I will save all of that information for another video. But I will say that the first technique, Fuji spirit writings, is first recorded during the Lusong dynasty during 420 to 479 CE. And yeah, Fuji became popular during the Song dynasty through 960 to 1279, when authors like Siku and Sushi associated its origins with summoning the goddess Zinga, also known as the Purple Maiden. I'm definitely okay. I'm gonna make a video about this in the future. Saving it in Nerps Crypt. It's pretty interesting. So be looking out for that one. But yeah, it's interesting to know that the Ouija board wasn't the first of its kind, whereas China already had a way to communicate with spirits, almost the same way as an Ouija board is. Alright, well, now I think I'm gonna get into a couple of stories here. So we have this website from yahoo.com, and this is 5 terrifying real Ouija board stories. So I'm gonna read one of them because I think it's a little scary. So yeah, let me get into it. Doll. All Ouija board stories start with a goof, then quickly become horribly deadly serious. On a Reddit thread asking for scary paranormal encounters, user Jake Nicholas recounted how he, his cousin, and their family were using a Ouija board at home. Before they started, they removed a large, creepy porcelain doll from the basement and took it to another room, placing it face down. Then the board listed a string of numbers that Jake's cousin recognized as his social security number, which no one else at the table knew. The spirit was asked to prove itself. The board spelled out the word D-O-L-L, doll. Suitably freaked Jake and friends rushed out next door, only to see the doll standing upright in the middle of the room. Naturally, they burned the Ouija board, and hopefully the doll too. Alright, so yeah, that one's pretty freaky. I mean, God, imagine just doing an Ouija board session, having it read out your social security number, and then it tells you doll, and you just put a porcelain doll upstairs and flipped it on its face down, and you go up and it's standing in the middle of the room. How freaky would that be? Honestly. So they said they burnt the board down, which is a no-no. So that means they're either gonna have some more paranormal stuff happen to them, or someone's gonna give them another Ouija board. So hopefully Nicholas found out what to do with his new Ouija board, and I hope he's not having any creepy paranormal encounters with that porcelain doll. I mean, imagine you're going to sleep that night and you wake up and it's standing there right at the end of your bed. Ugh, creepy. Now I have another story that relates to ZOZO, which is a demon that reaches out to you when you use Ouija boards, or evil entity. But you know, it's scary. So I do have a story. So I will be linking this one in the description. So yeah. All right, let's get into it. ZOZO, told by Gerald Gay. I was staying over at my friend's house. I don't want to give out their names, so I'll just call them C, A, and E. Since we were bored, C's brother took us to the bookstore so we could shop and get things to make the sleepover a bit fun. We all decided to buy an Ouija board. I never really believed the Ouija board worked, so I went along with it. When we got back to C's house, we waited a few hours until night came around. Once it did, we pulled the board from the box and began playing. It was very eventful. I didn't believe this Ouija board thing. I thought my friends were moving the planchette, trying to trick me. The ghost we met was a little girl. She said that she and her family were killed by her father. I still didn't believe it. Then he asked the girl if she was lying. The planchette moved to yes. Everyone looked terrified. I still didn't believe it, so I laughed. Everyone stared at me as if I lost my mind. I truly thought they were messing with me. We continued another question. A asked, "What about her real name?" The piece moved to Z, then to O, then back to Z. It kept doing that, moving the same letters. I've heard this demon before. It was ZOZO, the famous Ouija demon. The planchette began moving through the numbers. I heard this was a bad sign, so we stopped it from moving. We decided to put the board away. We said goodbye and put the board in the box, slid it under the bed. That's all that happened, nothing else. This was just one experience. A couple weeks later, I was sitting in bed with a friend. We were watching creepy videos and laughing at our jokes. They were Satan jokes. They were super funny to us, so we continued making them. I noticed the door slightly moved, but I didn't think much of it. It was either the air conditioner or my cat. A couple of seconds later, my poster fell off my wall. I, of course, screamed and ran out of my room. My friend followed me, and we started laughing in the hallway. I came back into my room to see clothes spilled out from my dresser. Things that were on my shelf were now on the ground. And some pencils on my desk wrote out the word "hi" on my floor. Since then, I can't be in my room alone. My cat or dog has to be in here, or I will start hearing voices, or I'll feel as if I'm being watched. If you want to see more about ZOZO, then Ghost Adventures did a episode on it on Season 10, Volume 12. So, I'm assuming that means Episode 12. But they went to a house in Oklahoma City, and the home was being terrorized by the demon ZOZO, which is ZOZO's known for possessing its victims through the Ouija board. Hey guys, I wanted to thank you all for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate you all for sticking around and watching. If you made it this far through, make sure you give me a like on the video to let me know that you like this stuff. And you're liking the Nerps Crypt, and maybe consider subscribing if you really enjoy this type of content. So, much appreciated, guys. If there's anything you would like to recommend that I talk about next, please let me know in the comments. This video was a viewer request, so thanks again. And I'm very excited to keep doing this content. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I appreciate the feedback that I've been getting in the comments. So, thank you guys. I also wanted to say make sure when you get your W, use code NERPY to get 10% off your order. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, they really got some good stuff. So thanks again, W, for sponsoring me. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much. And stay fresh, all.